Remember the Who, their Isle of Wight, they started it off at 2 in the morning, man. Went till 5 a.m. Wow. Hey, Jingo. That was excellent, man. That was excellent. You talk about going tribal and just dancing your ass off. That's why I wanted to see shots of the crowd. I wanted to see if they were dancing and moving and doing their thing. Oh man, Santana is one of those artists, man, that has what I call great crossing over appeal. It's a fusion of sorts. I put him in the category of fusion rock. There was a time before I thought about starting another channel where I wanted to do a compartment of classic rock in a fusion sense, so that would definitely be Santana. I thought of Rare Earth. So there's a number of acts that have a sound, even though it's a classic rock sound, it would probably go more into a special category. But now it's going to be in the form of crossing over onto the next channel, the new platform. But Santana is one of those artists where he is comfortable at home both on the classic rock platform and on the alternate platform or the Beyond Classic platform. Great crossing over appeal there. So that's definitely the first thing that I thought of when I saw Santana in this lineup. I wonder what the sound is going to be. Is it more on the classic rock sound or is it more on the fusion rock sound? And hey, it's all good. Whatever Santana does seems to be just okay, man. This was excellent. Great performance, lots of energy, so many musicians. His drummer is young as hell. It's either he's got a seriously young face or he is very, very young. So back in 1970, how old would his drummer be? Let me know if you know your Santana history. All right, man. Yeah, man, let's do a little background here. A little read here on Jingo. Jingo is a song by Nigerian percussionist Babatunde Olatunji, featured on his first album Drums of Passion in '59. In Yoruba, his native language, it means do not worry. The song featured African-derived rhythms and chants along with swooping orchestration. In his autobiography, Olatunji said that this was the only song in his first album that he claimed formal ownership of, meaning that it was the only song he received royalties for. American disc jockey Francis Grasso described the song as rhythmically sensual. Yeah, it's a good way to describe it. Cover versions. It has been covered by a number of artists, including Santana. Santana's version. The song was covered by Santana on their first album in 1969. Santana, with two percussionists and a drummer in the group, built their sound around African rhythms, which they melded with Latin flavors and Carlos's guitar work. Santana drummer Mike Shreve tried to keep the drum patterns as similar as possible as the original. So the young lad's name is Mike Shreve. Okay. An edited version, cut down to 2 minutes and 40 seconds, it runs 4:23 on the album, was released as Santana's first single. The adventurous track made a surprisingly strong showing, climbing to number 56 in the US. Their next single, the more traditional Evil Ways, went to number 9. This was one of the songs Santana played at the Woodstock Festival just 2 weeks before their first album was released. Their Woodstock performance exhilarated the crowd and built anticipation for the album, which went on to sell over 2 million copies. All right. Okay, man. So that's it. That's Wikipedia Song Fact info on Jingo. It's very, very interesting, very entertaining, highly energy-filled song. Fantastic. Or I should just say groove. It's not so much a song. Excellent, man. Santana really, really knows how to do the fusion rock thing. That alone, I should just basically do some sort of a spot highlight on fusion rock. One day, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, yeah, man, excellent, fantastic, John. This was a really, really good quad. A good mixture of everything, man. Classic rock, blues rock, a little fusion rock in there. All good, fantastic. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a couple of transfers from my classic rock platform over to the Beyond Rock platform. One of which I think it'll probably be a Santana playlist. Build a Santana playlist and put it on the Beyond Classic platform, and maybe I'll call it like a fusion rock playlist. So you'll find Santana in it, you'll find Rare Earth in it, and whoever else. Kind of like something that has a rhythmic beat to it. You know, got a funky groove, got a jazzy groove, something with that sort of a flavor. We'll see how that goes. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Man, I've done over 500 reactions, and more than half of them aren't even on the sites. So there's a lot of reactions that, well, I can't re-upload them all. It's just way too many. But I'll try and see if I can pick certain pertinent reactions, you know, like my first time listening to certain groups, like my Cream reaction, my first time introduced to Cream, I should re-upload that. All of the Beatles, I should put that in a playlist. So I still got to kind of organize it and then re-upload it to a certain extent, but not the whole catalog. You know, I don't think that we need that, especially if I'm doing daily uploads on Patreon and 4 to 5 uploads on the new alternative channel, plus the YouTube channel. So yeah, that's a lot of uploads, and it's way too many reactions. Anyway, man, wow, fantastic quad, John. That was really, really excellent. You can't see, but my toes are still tapping. I'm going to continue with my quads, man. And Artist of the Month also, Bob Dylan. Doing a lot of Bob Dylan reactions. Sadly, not as many reactions as I wanted to get done this month as compared to last month with The Who. But I didn't have the new channel up yet. So now that the new channel is up, I can only do about 3/4 of what I've done for The Who. So, but it isn't going to stop me from continuing with my quad reaction. So I got quads coming up for Rico, Alan, Greg, Randy, Tammy, Vernon, Jeff. And in a little while, there's a couple of others. I've got to also, there's a couple of new patrons. So in between this mix, I've got to actually throw in a couple of reactions for them, because as soon as they join, as soon as they get their quad recommendations to me, I like to try and do those right away. So that's how it goes, man. That's the outlook for the next week where quad reactions are concerned. Well, what else was I going to say? There was something that I was thinking of along the way I didn't write notes down for. Oh, yeah. In regards to Bob Dylan, what I've been doing is, first, thank you to patrons for my orientation, in a sense. You know, Bob Dylan is a crazy, crazy rabbit hole. The biggest body of music I attempted to even navigate through for Artist of the Month. So patrons, thank you for kind of showing me the way there. And the patrons in the last day or so have left me a couple of lists based on what they know that I can afford to give where time is concerned, where reactions go. I can manage about 10 reactions this month. So they're like, okay, well, if you can manage 10 reactions, it should be these, you know? And so I'm kind of going like from those particular lists provided. So I think that starting tomorrow, I'll have my next Dylan reaction out. I'm not quite sure what album it is. I'm going to have to take a look and see what probably the most common denominator is, where the recommendations go, and the natural progression from what I've just finished. bringing it all back home is what I just finished. So we'll see what the next logical reaction is going forward. Anyway, yeah, so that's basically it. That's my updates, and those are my notes. John, thank you again. I appreciate this quad. A really, really nice mixture of some excellent, excellent musicians, man. And I'm definitely looking forward to uploading that fusion rock kind of playlist on the other platform. That's going to be a lot of fun, featuring Santana. Speaking of Santana, there's so much more to do with Santana, but I think that it's going to be very well to do with the new platform, because a lot of his music, just like this one, goes into a fusion slash more funky groove style, so it might not fit very well on the classic rock platform. And there are some classic rock fans that have no problem telling me what they think about, oh, well, you know, this doesn't belong here, that sort of thing. So I got to be careful with that. It's always kind of juggling, should I or shouldn't I? Anyways, man, I'm out of here. So thank you very much again, John. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in my next complimentary quad. Peace.